everyone. This is Gayle. Welcome to my hashtag BeBodacious live stream tonight. It is Saturday, January the 6th. It is a wonderful Epiphany Eve, and we are here with our live stream. There's so much to talk about tonight. I'm so excited that we are streaming and that you all are here. It's going to be a great stream. So grab your cup of hot tea or cocoa or soda, whatever you like. We're going to be talking about several things tonight. Thomas Moore's Trades is in. Hi, Thomas Moore. Welcome. I also have a note from Women's Station Channel. She's going to be here soon. And hello. So I kind of wanted to talk about saying goodbye and saying hello as I take down the Christmas tree because it's Epiphany. It's the traditional day when the Christmas decorations come down. And when I'm talking about traditional, I'm talking about predating the idea that it came down on New Year's Day. I'm talking about celebrating this Christmas season, which is the 12 days of Christmas, which begins Christmas Day and goes through 12th night, which was last night. So if you're Italian, Befana should have come, hopefully, and brought you some Christmas candy in your stocking or your shoe. And so that's just part of the season. But when we're looking at taking down our Christmas decorations, it gives us a chance to say goodbye to the things of this past year because we've got to make space and prepare for all the good things coming up here in the new year, January 2024. Yay! So on this channel, we're going to be reaching out and embracing 2024, the new year, and looking forward to just some great things that are going to be happening. Part of my life has already started. In case you don't know, I've started selling Pampered Chef. That link is down in the description box because I looked around my kitchen and I saw all these Pampered Chef products that I use all the time and thought, well, I need to make extra money, so why don't I try this? So if y'all need to buy any Pampered Chef products, I'm your gal. The link's down below. You don't have to have a party, but that's one of the things I'm going to be doing in the new year. And we've talked about last week some of the things coming up for the channel that I'm going to be looking about taking a tour across Tennessee and looking at some railroad history. And Thomas Moore's Trains is here, and he's an expert on that. So I'm going to be picking your brain before spring travel season. Now, Planned for Vacation Day is an annual tourism event that's coming up. And it's the last, you say, in January. So we're looking at the 30th of January. And I'm going to be doing a special live stream on that day. So if you have any questions about planning your vacation, how to pay for it, the nuts and bolts, or if you've just never planned a vacation before, because a lot of people haven't, don't laugh. I know. A lot of people just decide at the last minute where they're going to go and take a chance that hotels will be opened or campgrounds will be opened, and they don't take time to plan, right? Well, planning for things usually leads to success. So if you've never planned for a vacation before, tune into that live stream. And over in the community tab, I'm asking for your comments and any questions that you might have on the vacation planning process. Because that's one of the things that a lot of people look forward to in 2024 and any new year is that vacation time. So if I can do a live stream that's going to help you get the most out of your vacation, whether it's the most on spending time or how to pay for a vacation and how to work within a budget so you can have a good vacation and still have fun and enjoy travel on a shoestring, then let me know. I'm going to take care of those questions when we do that special live stream in January, because that's a big part of looking forward to the 2024. So we're going to be taking down the Christmas tree, and taking down our decorations just kind of symbolically also goes with taking down the junk of the past, if you will, and leaving it behind to make space for the new year and all the really, really good things that are going to be happening in the new year. Because we're going to plan for those too, right? Some people make resolutions and some people plan for good things to happen. And on this channel, we're planning for good things to happen to each and every person that's here, that's listening to this, that will catch in either now or later on in the live stream, okay? Because we want good things. So let me start taking down this tree. Hey, Valerie is here. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Valerie. So I know it's taken me forever to get the tree put up, and then now it's taking me forever to get the tree taken down. Oh, I love having all of the Christmas stuff out and up, but it's time, and it's time to say goodbye for a while to the Christmas, so we can make room. We've got to make room. Now this is a small tree, so of course it doesn't take too long to take down. And I have these pretty boxes that I use from year to year to decorate with, right? And I know you all do too. We all have our special things. Oh, but this is probably the part that I like the least. Oops, you know what? I better turn the lights off first. Because I like being surrounded by pretty things. And for me, it's hard to get prettier than Christmas. But I know that if I leave the Christmas stuff up all year, I'll stop seeing it. I'll stop seeing the pretty and the different, and it'll just become just part of my regular humdrum life. And I think it's that way for all of us. What do you all think? Tell me in the comments below what you think. So that's kind of, when I take down my Christmas, it is kind of sad for me, but I keep reminding myself that, I'll just stop seeing it if I don't, and it won't mean as much if I leave it up. Now there are some people who leave their Christmas up all year. The Christmas tree. I was at the doctor's office one day, and the Christmas tree had Valentine's Day stuff on it when I was there for getting February lab work done last year. And then it had spring stuff on it. I was like, what is going on here? And they said it's a seasonal tree. And they just kept changing things out every season. It's like, okay. But then I noticed that after a couple more visits having to get blood work and stuff, I just quit noticing the tree. It was just there. And that made me be a little more intentional about, really wanting to take this down, which I love the tree, so I kind of hate taking it down, as you know. But I think sometimes that taking care of ourselves is part of that. We get used to things in our lives, and maybe things aren't going as well as they could be, and we notice those things right at first, and then we just quit noticing the things that aren't going as well. And so we keep putting up with them. And then they become norm. And I don't want that to happen to the Christmas tree. And these are all plastic, don't worry, and I'm putting them in here without wrapping them right now. But that's okay because they're all plastic. They're not gonna break. But y'all ever had that happen where, you kind of just start putting up with something that you shouldn't, and then it just becomes part of the fabric, and you don't realize that you're putting up with something anymore because it just seems normal. I don't want that to happen here. I don't want it to happen to us. Whoa! I also don't want to break these things. Don't worry, they're fine. All right, now the Christmas tree. This is the easiest thing in the world for me to put up because I just leave it. I'm going to leave it this year with the lights on. And last year, all I did was fold the branches up. And I stuck it down in a bag and slipped that all in a box. And this year, I'm not even going to do the box. I'm just going to put a big black trash bag around it. Okay. And over here it goes. Aha. And now all the pieces that I used for snow. Oops. You know, it sure seemed like it took longer than this to put the tree up. There we go. And just like that, my Christmas stuff is down. As far as my office is concerned anyway. Put this right here. And go. Turn that off. And there we go. Whew. So now it's time for me to figure out if I'm going to keep this table up or not, because I've got it unfolded there. Now I have to decide if I'm going to keep it up or take it down and what that's going to mean. So I'm thinking about maybe setting up kind of a train diorama or something. I really don't know. And I haven't priced them yet either. So that's going to factor in. So, all right. So let's see. Valerie says, hi, Gayle in chat. And she says that all of her decorations are still up. She's going to start taking things down on Monday. There you go. Our big Christmas tree is still up. I thought it was time to take down what's in the studio tonight so I could talk to you all. So, wow, here we are. It just doesn't seem possible that this is 2024 already. This past year has flown by. I mean, what a year, right? And we've got so many things coming up. Absolutely. I've got so much optimism about 2024 and so much optimism about the future that I just feel like I am going to pop. So I'm looking forward to more travel and taking you guys along with me. I got an email the other day. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. Part of it's a little personal to the person. I'm just going to see if I can get in here a second. Let's see. I don't know if I can share everything about the email. Let me see. But it really made me think hard about what we're doing on this channel and the difference that we're making. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm staring here, looking at it. I was going to see if I could, I can't just show this because I think there's some identifying stuff in it. But basically, what she said was how much she liked tuning into the channel because she said that I'm always positive no matter what happens, and she referenced the car breaking down. And that means a lot to me. I don't have the biggest following. I don't have the biggest budget. I don't have tons of people buying stuff and donating and whatnot. So to hear from her telling me how much this channel means to her is huge. She writes that she's gone through some health crises and that she is glad we're here, that my going out and going places is really has been helpful for helping her get through some of the challenges that she's faced, because she has things that she wants to do also. I think I'll email her back and see if I can post the email, or parts of it, because it really sums up what we're about on this channel. And that is hashtag be bodacious. Don't let life get in the way of living. I know we're going to travel and do things regardless of budget or disability or ability. And, and this really, it means a lot to have gotten that email. It's not always, you get comments left on your videos, and some are great, and then some are not so great. I had one where the person was taking me to task, and he's like, "You don't need a service dog." And that's how he started out. And then he used some 4-letter words. So I took his comment down, which I very rarely do. But he was all about, you don't need a service dog. You just need to get out there more and walk more and do things more, and quit trying to use my disabilities as a crutch and keep trying to. And basically it was alluding to the fact that I was letting being in a leg brace slow me down. And I was like reading this with the eye of like, wait a minute, I spent 5 months relearning how to walk here. You get comments like that sometimes. And then you have an email like this one that comes in, and she's just like, thank you for being positive. Thank you for encouraging others. She's like, that made a difference to her, that she's been going through some stuff, and she knew that she could tune into this channel and our channel would be positive for her. And that's what I want our channel to be. I have the best subscribers on the planet. I have the nicest people involved with this channel. I have the most amazing people anywhere who watch this channel, who participate over in my Facebook group and stuff. And so I want this all to be a very positive place. And then her email just confirmed everything I was trying to do. So I think that's pretty amazing. And, you all are the ones that make this possible. I mean, like the things that I've donated, and I did that with you all in mind, the books and the food and the things like that. You all made that possible. Your positivity makes beautiful things happen. And I just hope that we can just echo that just a little bit more. Let's see. And Valerie says 2023 was exciting for her. She went on 3 amazing trips in 2023. So yay! I know one of them was with us to Alaska, and she got to go to India, and she hit a cruise. Just really neat things. And she says she considers comments like that trolls. I just delete those and don't give them another thought. Yeah, and they are trolls. But sometimes, you get so many of those messages, you're like, does the whole world really think this way? And they don't, right? But what is it they say about negative comments to us in general through our lives? It takes 7 positives to override 1 negative or something like that. So anyway, I'm going to see if she'll let me post that email, because it's amazing, because it just sums up what all we're doing here. And I think that's awesome. So, but it's not just me. I mean, we're kind of a team here, my watchers and me and you and us. We're a we, not an us versus them. So thank you all. So some of the things that I'm looking forward to in 2024 is spending more time with you all. And anything that you guys are looking forward to, you ladies are looking forward to, put that down in the comments, or if you're here in the chat, then leave it over in the chat, because we want to celebrate those things. Because one thing that hit me about 2023 is I'm not sure that we celebrated things enough, especially on this channel and other channels. Like, you hear all the negatives, so let's make more of an effort to get out the positive and to kind of celebrate that here. So anything that you all are looking forward to, dive that into the comments or put that into the chat, because some of the things that I've got coming up are the things with the railroad tour, and we've got Mardi Gras coming up, and people are looking forward to that. And I want us to really, no, I have this whole outline written up out here that I wanted to talk about, and yeah, I'm gonna toss that aside here for a minute. But so on this channel, some of the changes, some of the positives are I am selling Pampered Chef. That link is below, to try to help me raise more money, because of the service dog and so forth. I don't know, like, health wise, Pipsy is in a good, stable place. But now my challenge is I've got to get hotel money and gas money and things like that to go and get the next service dog. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they're like, well, what do you have lined up this year? And I was like, well, I've got some ideas, basically some places that I want to go. And I said, it's a bunch of ideas looking for dates and times to happen. And he's like, well, I heard you're going to get another service dog. When is that happening? I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, you're taking your current service dog out to your daughter's. When is that happening? I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, you had mentioned really looking forward to doing the railroad history across Tennessee. When is that happening? 2024. You don't have any dates yet? No. Why not? And it's like, well, because I don't know exactly what the dates are yet that I'm getting the other service dog. I don't know when I'm taking the current service dog to my daughter, because I'm going to take him right before I take time out to go get the other service dog. So I don't know when he's going. I don't know when I'm going to really be getting those first videos uploaded about the trains in Tennessee, because I don't know what the weather is going to be like. Right now, we've got some snow and more predicted. So it's going to be after the snow. And he's like, oh, okay, well, can you give me a date? Is it going to be like the 1st of April? Maybe it's going to be the 1st of March. And I'm like, I don't know yet. I'm living with this cloud of uncertainty. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he said, well, I know with your husband's job, you move around a lot, right? Well, yeah. Are you moving? I don't know. He's like, what do you mean you don't know? And I said, well, as far as I know, we're not, but things happen. So I don't want to jinx it, but I don't know. And then the poor guy, he just kind of looked at me and he's like, am I stuck in a comedy routine? And I'm like, I don't know. Are you? And the answer is no. It's just that there's always uncertainties and things we're not sure about in life. And our challenge and our task is to live through them anyway. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's what we have been doing. It's what we're going to continue to do. So those are some of the things that I have. Now, Valerie is saying that she does a live Bible stream on Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So there we go. That's over on Val's channel, 10 a.m. mornings Eastern time. So that's positive. That's a plan. So keep that in mind and on your calendar. Okay. So that's a pretty awesome thing to do, Val. So I'm glad you're doing that. Yay! So there we go. Um, and one of the things that I have done recently, I do this every year. And recently it came up actually through Pampered Chef about doing a vision board as far as like what's important to you. So I don't know if anybody else does vision boards, but I do that. And it's really helpful. Let me see if I can get the photo up of mine. I did a virtual board because it's easier for me because then I can have it on my phone. I created it on my phone, and my phone is not in here. So let me see. I think I posted it on Facebook. And I'll show you. But a vision board is a way of keeping focused. When you start to go, kind of off to the left or off to the right, the vision board brings you back into what you want to do and what's important. So really, if you've not done a vision board for yourself, they're really cool things. So let me show you mine, just for example. And mine is just me. It is not. There are not lots of, everybody's is going to be different. There's not a lot of across the board similarities with vision boards because they're all about you and what you want to do. So with me, my hopes for the first half of this year and then later this year and then a longer term is I want to work on, like a lot of people, I want to work on getting my debt down to where I can manage it, because where I had COVID, I'm still paying those bills because what happened was I hit my out of pocket in 1 year, but I had COVID in December. So January rolls around and there's a new deductible and new out of pocket, and I had physical therapy and oxygen and things like that. So I've still got some of those bills to pay on, plus a few more medical bills that have arisen. Mi vida loca, right? Then I have the picture of my service dog, and I know that's going to change. Um, so I'm kind of, sad about that. I'm not going to think about that too long. But I've got the picture of my service dog there, and then my grandbaby. And I got to tell you, I'm going to be trying to spoil my grandbaby because she's my grandbaby, and that's what nonas do. That's what grandparents are for, right? But I think too, I have this extra tendency to spoil her just because of the rocky start that she had coming up. And we all had to laugh, okay? Because I think that, all the grandparents want to spoil her a little bit. So you see her riding this horse. That's her pony that she got for Christmas. Because, she has a little bit of a balance thing going on. And so what do? Ponies help with balance. So plus it starts her out from the very beginning, surrounded by and focused on something very positive that will hopefully last her whole life. So there she is on her pony. So I gotta spoil her. I have to. It's the code of nonahood. I have to spoil the grandbaby. So I'm going to do some of that within reason. You want to spoil a child, but you don't want a child to grow up spoiled. Does that make sense? Let me know if you think that makes sense. Cross your fingers. So that's my plan for her. And then a newish van. I went to start out yesterday. We spent part of the day going over to North Carolina, down towards Statesville and Hickory and so forth. Was picking up a used chair that looks really, really cool sitting in my living room. Started to leave yesterday morning, and all of a sudden, we smell this horrible, sickly, sweet kind of smell coming out from underneath the van, and something has gone wrong, and we have antifreeze everywhere on the ground. So hubby gets to look at that, but it's like the hand is busily writing upon the wall. So I know somewhere down the road I'm going to have to get another van. That's just the way life is. You get a car, it's going to break eventually, and eventually you're going to have to replace it. That's just the way it is. And then my long term dream that I would like to do someday, far off in the future, is to go visit my grandparents' country. They both immigrated from Italy. That's their picture there. So I put them on the vision board. So the vision board reminds me, like, when I get scattered, and things are just going crazy, I can glance at my vision board and I can be like, okay, what what am I doing here that's going to help me get my dreams met with these pictures? So it's just a visual way to like bring you back to what your goals are. And so these are my goals. None of them are like immediate goals though, because it's going to take me a while to get those medical bills off. It's going to take me a while. Probably the service dog is going to be the quickest one to come about. No, actually, probably spoiling the grandbaby is going to be probably the first thing that comes about. Because it was Christmas and I've already sent her another box here in January. Yeah. What can I say? Walmart had a sale on children's clothes. So when you go past those sale racks and they've got those cute little adorable kids shirts for like $2 and the pants are like $1 and $2. Of course, you got to buy them. They just leap into your shopping cart. It's not your fault, right? They just jump. It's not our fault. Okay. We'll keep telling my husband that anyway. And then so you have to send it. So first step, spoiling the grandbaby. And then second of all is going to be working on some debt. And you all know that I like doing budget travel, the $40 day trips. Those are a really big deal because they're a way that you can go out and experience life and have a good time without it killing you. And I've done some $40 day trips. I did a couple last year, but not as much because we had the big mission trip to Alaska. So there's more of those. And I'm going to be working that in with some of the railroad videos that I am planning on doing. I think you guys are really going to like that. So, not going in debt for a vacation is one way of handling debt that you may have from other bills. And of course, it is important that you take a vacation, whatever that looks like for you, and take some time out because that is how you recharge. And we'll talk about more of that when we actually do the plan for vacation day coming up later in January, that special live stream. Because one of the things that planning a vacation does for you is it gives you something positive to look forward to. But vacations mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. They can be elaborate or just a quick day or two out, or even just a couple of day trips where you actually leave during the day and come back home in the evening and then you go again the next morning. There's just a million different ways that you can have a vacation. And so we're going to be talking about some of that also coming up on the live stream later in the month. But it's just something positive that we can look forward to. And when you look at creating a budget, then you can have a vacation that's within your means where you can still have fun without feeling limited if you plan it right. And those are very, very important to us to be able to allow us to recharge and we come back. Now, we may need a day to recover from our vacation. I'm not going to say that we don't, but overall, we come back refreshed and ready to hit the world a little harder. We're more on top of things. So even if life is totally crazy, we still need that time away for vacation. And we're talking about that. Now, to help with that, I've also got a couple of things that are coming up. I was looking all over the internet trying to find a list of national parks by state, alphabetized. So I could have Alaska, Alabama, Arizona, blah, blah, blah. I could not find it. So I've spent quite some time putting together a list, and I'm going to be making that publicly available. And I'm going to go through. Now, I will tell you ahead of time, though, these lists will change because the U.S. is always adding national parks and doing upgrades and doing changes, and they merge national parks and things like that. So there's always going to be some changes. So this is an annual thing. I'm going to have to go back and update. But I've got 2 levels done right now and plowing through, looking at others. And I'm going to make those available through the blog as they come about and get done. So you all will have them as a resource tool too. So I did it for me as a resource, and I'm sharing with you all. So we're doing that. Oh, and another thing in 2024, I don't know if I told you all about this yet, but I'm writing a book, and that's going to be out in 2024. And the really cool thing about the book is it's a service dog book. So, of course, it has Pipsy in it. But I also got permission from 2 of our members, Laurel and Tanya. They're over in our Facebook group, and they also come to this channel. And I got permission from them to use their service dog names in the book and their likenesses. So that's going to be coming out. Look for it before April. I'm so excited. So excited. This is a children's book about my service dog. So super stoked about it. I've never done a children's book before, right? I've done like Does God Still Loves Me? I did one on domestic violence and so forth, but this one's just completely fun, and it's just really different. So I'm super excited about that. Hopefully the response will be good, and I can do a couple more later on. I want people to understand that service dogs are really cool. But I also want people to understand that there's a reason why we have the service dogs, and they're really, you can't treat them like pets because we're not. But anyway, that's something that's going to be coming up. So look for that before April, definitely. Maybe before March. I don't know. We'll see. So, yes, thank you, Women's Station channel. I would appreciate that. And I'm going to go all the way back here into the chat. Let's see. She did the first class this past Tuesday. Now we're talking about her Bible study on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. That was her first class. And of course, she did an awesome job, right? And then she says, here's the truth, you all. It's our job to spoil our grandbabies. There we go. See? 2 smart grandmoms cannot be wrong, right? It's our job. We can't help it. We got to. And Valerie says she bought a book last year of all the national and state parks, and she loves looking through it. There you go. This is just a list, and it's got links to all the different just national parks. I think that's pretty awesome, though, that you were able to find something on state parks as well. Because national parks, state parks, these are like the best vacation value. Like, who wants to go and spend $100 per person going to Walt Disney World for a day if you can go take that same, let's say you're a family of 4. You're going to go spend $400 for one day, one park at Walt Disney World. You can do a whole trip for that if you go to a state or national park. Now, granted, you're not going to see Mickey Mouse. And darn, you're not going to have the traffic. You're not going to have the loud noises. You're going to be in a quiet, peaceful environment without the rushing sound of roller coasters and screaming kids. One day at the park, a whole vacation. Anyway, so I'm glad you were able to find that, because they're huge vacation value. And then, yes, the book. I'm so excited. Disney is way more expensive than $100 per day now. I thought maybe, I didn't know. I was afraid of that. But somebody said that some of the tickets during the off days had come down a little bit. Okay. So even more then, you can have a whole vacation for what you're going to spend on about 4 days of tickets only. Totally crazy. Yeah. So, all right. What just happened here? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Okay. That's what it is. Okay. But she's saying Disney is way more expensive than $100 per day now, which stinks. So, even more reason to do national parks and state parks. So, yeah. So, all right. So, that's some of the things coming up on the channel. Over in the community tab, I'm putting a post up talking about plan for vacation day coming up. And I want you all to put any questions over there that you all might have about planning for a vacation, whether it's how to pick a spot or how to pick an affordable destination, or what to do if you've got multiple ages going on and you have to plan for toddlers and great grandparents on a trip. Whatever your questions are, leave that over there. In my life, I have had over a couple of decades actually, of experience in the travel industry. I've gotten awards for the travel writing that I've done in the past. I've worked at a reservation center. I've worked at a hotel. I've helped people book their vacations. So I feel qualified to help you. I don't have all the answers, but I have a lot, and I'll share what I've got. So any questions that you all may have about vacation planning or getting deals or whatever, put them over in the community tab, and I'm going to draw from those when we go to do the special live stream on how to plan for a vacation. Okay, and Valerie says there's a few parks she'd like to visit this year. Awesome. I'll have to get with you and find out where you want to go. We can compare notes if you want to. Because I've got a bunch. One big thing, though, you've heard me mention this before, I'm sure, but get a national parks passport book. They're like $10, $15. I think, actually, let me just say, I think they're around $15. Or get a journal, just so you can get it rubber stamped at all the national parks that you go to. You'll have a record, and that record is something you can pass down to your grandkids and great grandkids. And it's also, in my house, it's been good to solve arguments of like, we went to such and such park. No, we didn't. Yeah, we did. No, we didn't. I'll get the book. And the book knows. So it's nice to have that. I'm actually going to see if I have something here on it, and I don't. But they're just wonderful. And you don't have to have a National Parks passport book. You can get a blank book from the $1.25 tree, and you're good to go. So I think that's cool. And I hope you get to every park that you want to go to and more, because they're all amazing. So, okay. Well, all right, you all. It is 8:13. I'm going to go ahead and end this just a little early. Okay, she's visited most of the state parks in Virginia already. Now, Virginia has some amazing state parks. And in the past, Virginia has actually won awards for the state parks. They do like this best state parks in the nation kind of thing and stuff. And Virginia has won that. So if those of you who are listening have never been to a Virginia state park, you should go because they're beautiful, and there is such a variety of them and a variety of history to the state parks. They're just really amazing places to visit. So I'm glad you are doing that. Because it was just like a couple of years ago, I think, that they got that designation. Okay, I say couple, actually. Actually, I think Virginia's won it twice, haven't they? A couple of times for their state parks being the best in the U.S. I want to check that out. Hold on. Okay. Okay, it's not going to come up really fast, but I know you've gotten it at least once. I think Virginia's actually gotten it a couple of times. So, and I've been privileged to be at several. I've always been really impressed because you've got the state parks like from Pohick Bay, which is right outside of the DC area, which is just beautiful. And for those of you who want to see DC and don't want to spend a complete fortune, that state park is real close to a metro station. So there you go. But you've also got like we were talking about railroad history earlier, Natural Tunnel State Park on the western portion of the state is just beautiful. And it's a tunnel and it was big enough that the railroad trains and engines and so forth could go through. But you've also got like Grayson Highlands, which is part of the Appalachian Trail, and there's wild ponies that hang around up there. And you've got Hungry Mother State Park, which is close to Marion, and those are all just gorgeous. So it's just such a blast. Oh, she wants to visit the national park in Virginia this year. Okay, so are you talking about Shenandoah? Is that where you're thinking of, Shenandoah National Park? Because it's beautiful. Because you've got the thing is about Virginia is you've got the national parks, but then you have like national historic sites and national historical parks, and you've got the national trail, like the Appalachian Trail, which is a national scenic trail. Um, but you've also got like the national seashore. Oh my gosh, that that is spellbinding. If you all ever get a chance to go to a national seashore, do not pass up that opportunity because over there in Eastern Virginia, you've got Assateague Island, which is part of the national seashore, and it's just freaking amazing. So you've also got like the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is also amazing, and the whole Cape Fear thing and the Chesapeake Bay, and so there's a lot of and Shenandoah National Park. There's just a lot that's going on there. So it's amazing. Okay, the one by Charlottesville. There you go. You will have an amazing time. And yes, there are battlefields are awesome places to learn. Um, yeah, you're not going to go wrong visiting a national park. It's not going to happen. So, all right. So I'm excited. I am really looking forward to hearing more about that. I'm excited for you. You'll have a great time. But do get that book or even a spiral notebook or something and get it stamped because that's just a fun little free souvenir thing that you're always going to have. And they do that at BLM lands too. They'll stamp it. National historic sites, they'll stamp it. And some of your state parks are getting stamps now. So yeah, do that. So all right, you all. Thank you all for coming out. I'm going to go ahead and conclude the stream just a little early. I hear Pipsy's feet romping through the house, so I think he and my husband are playing, and I'm just going to go make sure everything's okay with that. Y'all know what I mean. If you have a husband and you have a dog, you know exactly what I mean. So, yeah. So, all right. So, thank you all for hanging out. I will see you again next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. live stream right here on this channel. And y'all go out and have a great week. Always be bodacious. Don't let life get in the way of living. Thanks for watching, you all. Good night. See you next week.